course.
But that's how
we
you
have
learn.
videos. We have
Yes,
videos.
yes.
We have like actual footage.
That reminds
just
me
no
of
sound.
that reminds me of a time when I did a photo shoot with a friend, and he was like getting into photography for the first time, and he used the wrong settings the entire time.
No.
And we didn't check. We were just taking pictures, different spots in Hartford, like walking around. You know, we spent like a good hour. Then we looked back at all the photos, and they were overexposed. We were like,
oh my god.
I was like, bro, you want to just like use my phone? You know what I mean?
At this point, we're here. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
No,
That's how you
no.
learn, though. You know.
No, it was funny because the same day that I did that podcast, I ended up doing another podcast for business. You know, obviously with us, it was Latin Financial. The other one, it was super important, and it was for, as well as yours, but it was for business access to capital with one of the lenders. And it was funny because it was so good, the conversation. We were engaged. We were like talking about all the, points and everything else. And guess what? I did the same thing with my phone. So all I shared, you can actually still see it nowadays, is our bloopers. I put bloopers and we like talking with fast pace. It was phenomenal. It was just fun.
That's funny.
When it's not meant to happen, it's not meant to happen.
It's not. It was good though. I was a little nervous too, so it was a good thing it didn't record.
So I have people already, logged in. They are nosy because you all want to share. Oh, my goodness, see?
Hi, guys.
More people. So welcome to my humble office and my semi-studio for Latin Financial. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you
It
for
is
having
beautiful,
us.
Sonia. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you.
For
See, oh my goodness. This is so important to me. And, obviously, I wanted to share with you guys. We are definitely live over here. And we're going to start. So, Karen, tell me who you are. Because, a lot of people on my side, they wanted to know, who's Karen?
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Karen Roach. I am the Diversity Outreach Ambassador for the Better Business Bureau serving Connecticut. And I'm also a member of Connecticut Business Networking Association. So it's a mouthful. I have to get used to that. So I go out into our communities and I bring our resources that the BBB has to offer to our business owners and to entrepreneurs. I attend and host networking events and collaborate with amazing, phenomenal people in the community to host them as well. So that's a little bit of who I am. I'm also Latina.
Hueva! Yes.
I am from Nicaragua, born in Nicaragua, came to the U.S. when I was 3, the American dream. So here I am trying to build off of what my parents laid out for me. So
I love your story. I do. And it's so many layers besides everything that you just said. As a woman, as a personal friend, there's so many things that we can actually be here for a long time.
I know.
But, thank you for being here. And you, mister.
Yes.
Come on, Cesar.
Absolutely.
Who are you?
Perfect. First, I would just like to say thank you so much for inviting us here. Your office is beautiful. You have an amazing personality. And it's a pleasure to be here on this podcast. Thank you. For all of you watching, my name is Cesar Barros. I am a 30-year-old entrepreneur based in Connecticut. I was born in the capital of Portugal, Lisbon, so my first language was Portuguese. I learned English at the age of 9. Came to the U.S. very, very early, very young, and found entrepreneurship when I was 21 years old. And I started with a clothing brand. I sold hundreds of t-shirts all over the US and also globally as well, and then transitioned over to the professional business world, had a stint with telecommunications, and then from there I decided to get into networking. So now I have I own a business networking community in Connecticut for business professionals, for entrepreneurs, and also for investors, anybody that works in the B2B industry as well. And within the community, I do a lot of warm introductions, referrals, and I help people, find who they need to, who they're looking for in order to collaborate, start a partnership, or even work on a deal together. So I do work with Karen. She is my collaborative partner for an event that we're doing with CBNA, which is the name of my community. And I'm very excited to partner with her with the BBB and also to be on this podcast. So thank you.
Ooh, I love that. You hear that, guys? Okay, I'm going to stay back so, Yes. I love that introduction.
Thank you.
Do you want to represent Latin and sharp like that? Like, yeah.
I'm open
Latin
to it.
and sharp, I love it, love it, love it. You do have that sense of communicating, like, holy cow, like.
He's
you.
a natural at this.
Yes.
I tell him, I'm like, he's
Where
like,
you
no, I'm
been?
not. And then he goes, cringe. I'm like, cringe?
Yeah,
You
I don't-
sound amazing.
I don't like hearing
we
myself.
were over here like,
Yeah, I know.
and he's like really talking to
Yeah.
everyone, and we were like, no,
Right.
no, I love it.
Above all, I just want to say I'm a student. I'm forever learning from everyone around me. I'm learning from Karen. I'm happy to be learning from you. You have a lot of experience, years of experience, and I'm very excited.
Not many.
To somebody like me starting out, it means a lot. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. I love this. So I prepared a few questions. I usually go off the, be me and just ask the questions. I'm not. I'm following something, somebody said, Sonia, you'll be better if you follow the script. This is what I'm doing. So anyway, with you, Cesar. By the way, I look you up. Love what you're doing in terms about what you wanted to do in the future. The networking, the connections. Yes, it's so important. We had the conversation earlier. You grow through connections. You grow through networks. You grow through people who are in the community. That's the best advice that I can give you, because I didn't have that before. I didn't have a community, unfortunately. But now there's so many outlets that you can actually grow. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You're going to find the good ones and the bad ones too, because you have to grow with pain. But with her and me, forget it. You are in the right team. Perfect. So anyway, so I did a little, research. So I wanted to talk to you about your personal journey. Mm-hmm. So describe yourself, because you are a student, like you said, in business and in life. What do you mean, and what do you do in practice?
Yeah. So I like to do a lot of self-reflecting. I reflect on a very daily basis, and that's how I tune in with God. I'm a very spiritual person, and I am somebody that's always striving for growth, and I believe that in order to grow, you have to reflect, you have to look inward. I do a lot of self-educating as well. I'm a very big reader. I love reading books. When I was younger, it was like mostly comic books. That's kind of how I got.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too? Like when I was in middle school, I had a language barrier, right? Because I was learning English, so that actually held me behind, like in the school system. Like I was a part of ESL, but then I got into reading, and I became like the best reader in the school by the time I got to like the 5th grade. So
and look at the way you speak too.
Thank you.
We gravitate to your words. So
Yeah. And I credit that to just reading. Starting at a very early age, and I'm still a very avid reader to this day. But these days it's all business books and leadership books, so I do a lot of that, and that helps me with my personal development. And
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Sure.
What is the best book recently that you have read?
Recently, I want to say How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, I like that.
That's a great book, and I've learned a lot about social interactions and networking from that book. I read it multiple times. I've read it multiple times, and I will continue to read it, because there's always something new, like a new nugget to learn from the book. So I recommend it to anybody that's looking to get into the networking world or just wants to develop better relationships. It teaches you different communication strategies, and also how to handle yourself, especially when you're an introvert and you don't really know how to maneuver a conversation, or you get nervous, because believe it or not, Sonia, I'm an introvert. So me doing networking events and having a community where I have paid members, that's something outside of my comfort zone.
But that's good, don't you think?
Yes.
It gets you nervous, but it gets you, I'm pretty sure when the events are over, you'll be looking back like, oh, I met this person.
Yes.
I met this person.
So I remember.
What a great opportunity. So, I think that us, we go to events not knowing, or maybe with that, that self, we don't belong. Mm-hmm. And once you're in there, you realize, holy cow, I'm meant to be here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's awesome. I'm going for you, lady. I'm going for you. I'm coming for you, Karen. Okay, so personal journey as well. I like this one. Okay, you wear many hats. I know that. Everybody who knows Karen, we know. Diversity ambassador, philanthropist, community connector, mother of 3. Can you share a little bit about the journey and what led you to what you are today?
So I think it always stems from my dad's journey to America. I always use that as an example. So my dad is an immigrant, and so is my mom. And when he came to this country, he was homeless, had nothing, and someone saw him and gave him an opportunity. And pretty much, you know, they traded. You know, you work for me, and I can give you a space to live. So I always use that as my why, because I say if my dad had no resources and nothing, then he had no excuses and he built a life for us, there's no excuse for me at all. And I have to be, and my dad's a homeowner, he's a business person, and you know, he's worked hard all his life. So I'm like, I need to level up from that. With that, though, comes a lot of compassion on my end. I want to help people. I love to connect people. It's more fulfilling for me when I see the fruits of my labor through someone else. So I love my babies, and my daughter just graduated from Howard. Shout out to my baby. But even with her, like, I look at her and I'm like, I had her when I was 18. I was a teen mom. I was a statistic. Thank you.
I cannot say that word.
So that's the Latina part of me. I'm like, people are like, you speak good English. I'm like, no, I get tongue-tied a lot. But I was a statistic, and I look at her and I'm like, you know, she is like an extension of me. She is one of my success stories, you know, and just to see her navigate through life and be so independent. And that's how I view people when I work with them too. Like, you know, seeing a young couple starting their own business because I brought them in to do some bartending for us, and within a couple of days she was getting her business cards done. She's only 21, and then now they're like this force, that this cute little duo. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, that's so good. Because it's those relationships, whether they're my kids or they're professional relationships, that I love, and that gives me a purpose. And same thing with Cesar, you know, I learned from you. You brought me in when we first met, when I started this role, and I followed you to different events. You invited me, you took me under your wing, and I'm forever grateful for that. I was telling Wendy a few times, your daughters, you know, I'm like the adopted daughter that was never adopted.
I love it.
So what you did for me, I like to put that forward, as well, pay that forward too. And I feel like that's where Cesar and I, you know, he needed some guidance when it came to networking, and I'm more than willing to do that. And Saturday we went to this phenomenal event that he invited me to.
I saw that. Amazing, by the way. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
Where you got that event? I mean,
that was in Manhattan, in New York City, and it was an event for allocators. So the majority of the people in the room, they were looking to invest in businesses, and a very small percentage were there to raise funds for, you know, their business ventures. So I got invited, and our logo for the CBNA, the Connecticut Business Networking Association, was featured everywhere.
That's big.
It was huge. There were more than 500 plus allocators representing over, what was it, $300 million or something like that. So, you know, family offices, it was a really big deal. It was on the Intrepid, I don't even know how to say that, but it was like an aircraft museum.
That's what I love the most too. You know, I saw the background and I was like, what an interesting concept to bring everybody there. I just, you know, the next one, please keep me in mind, because I'm definitely going to be there.
Yeah, they're actually hosting another one. I think it's going to be in San Francisco. And it's going to be in February. So yep. It's called Jetson Capital, if you guys are, you know, interested in that.
I like the name too. It's just everything has to do with, you know.
So he invited me, and I was like, oh my God, I would love to go. But I'm in a boot with an injury. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could be the best date, but I'll try. But it was funny because he's telling me I'm an introvert. Like, I'm like, no, you're good. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit here, go spread your wings, go talk to people. And I look around and he's like everywhere, and then I can't find him, and I'm like, this is great, you know. And it's those little moments for me that I'm like,
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I love it.
And I found out, you know, that day, and also on my, like, at my first event ever, that I'm actually like pretty good at networking, like just striking up conversations and, you know, making a personal connection, and, you know, turning that into a contact and developing that relationship over time. And that's those little things tell me like I'm in the right path, and this is what I should be doing in life. Like,
and even if you ever doubt yourself, don't. You know, even, you know, that's okay. That's you. We humans, we tend to say to ourselves, "Oh my goodness, should I do this?" Follow your dreams. And there's nothing stopping you. I'm a true believer that what is meant to be is meant to be.
Right.
And the right connections are gonna either come your way, and you're gonna know who you can connect with. You know, let's be honest. You know, this is no matter, you know, I learned the hard way. I got great, you know, opportunities, but I also had a lot of bad memories that I trusted the wrong people, and that's okay. Nowadays, I think that everybody is like, you know, with una lupa, everybody's like watching yourself, and with the phone, you cannot say certain things or you cannot do certain things, but follow your dreams, because, you know, we are in a state that we have so many people that they can actually influence and do better in our communities. I mean, you know, like I mentioned to you, where were you all this time? Because we done plenty of places, and you too, because when I met you last year, I was like, where were you? You know, there's so many people out there, the demographics are there, and it's not my job to get them, but it's their responsibility to go out of their comfort and, you know, and spread their wings, you know, as well.
True.
But, okay, so let's go through there. And if you have any questions, you can actually, you know, write them down, and I will talk about it later.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's continue with Cesar. Let's see, what do I have here? Okay, this is good. What are some of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when building their brand, because you are doing that, and or marketing themselves so far?
That's a great question, and I can only give advice based off my experience, right? So one of the biggest lessons that I learned when I first started my clothing brand at the age of 21 was if you build it, they don't necessarily come. Right? Marketing is very important, and all marketing is being able to get eyes on what you're doing. So I remember when I first started out, I spent like 3 months learning how to build a website, right? And I didn't have the skill, but I said, you know what? I also don't have the money to pay anybody to do it for me, so I have to learn. I have to invest the time, right? If you don't have money to invest, then you have to invest time. So I spent a good amount of time building the website, and then I made it live. And then I just, for some reason, expected like traffic to appear out of thin air, and, you know, for t-shirts, you know, to start selling. But I realized, like, okay, I built this beautiful website. Nobody knows about it. So how do I get people to know that it exists? How do I get people to know that I have a brand and I have these t-shirts for sale? So what I did was I came up with some designs. So I had to teach myself how to do like graphic designs.
Everything, right?
Everything, exactly. I was wearing a lot of hats, like Karen, like yourself, you know. And I put some designs together. I put it on a T-shirt. I invested some of my own money that I worked, because I started working at the age of 16, and I just had so much faith into it. And I invested into it. I got some T-shirts, and then one of the designs. And now, mind you, I put a lot of money into it. And I had hundreds of shirts shipped to my parents' house. I was living at my parents' house at the time. And one of the designs did not sell at all, you know. And what I did was, since I didn't exactly know how to get traffic online, I went out into the community to try to sell t-shirts. Nobody wanted to buy that one t-shirt with the design, and unfortunately I lost a lot of money with that product. But I did have 2 other t-shirts that were winning designs, so I was able to capitalize on that.
On the other ones, yeah.
Exactly. So I did make some money, you know, with the other 2, you know, designs. But the biggest lesson that I learned is if you build it, they don't necessarily, you know, they're not just going to come. You need sales, a certain degree of sales ability. You do need to understand marketing. You do need to understand branding. one of the reasons why I love branding so much is because that's how you build trust with your audience. That's how you build trust with the community, and it makes sales a lot easier. But marketing is letting as many people as possible know about you and about your product and what you're building. But also another really big lesson that I learned is you shouldn't do it yourself. You should always try to collaborate or partner with somebody who has a skill set that maybe you lack. So find somebody, the best way to do it is really just to provide value to others first, and then let them know what you're building and how they could benefit from, your project or business venture, and then find ways to collaborate to make it work, and even like if you can't find anybody in your circle, find somebody with that experience. Somebody who's done it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Reach out. Absolutely. You know what? An email, it doesn't cost you anything. It's kind of crazy. Throughout the years of experience, community, I always reach out to the community. The community never reached out to me. I think because they didn't know what I was doing. Latin Financial is a name. Now it's a name brand. And they know what I'm doing, but some of the clients, they think that I'm a nonprofit because I'm, if you look at, in social media, like in financial, I'm always in the community. So they think, oh, she doesn't make money. That's the last thing that they actually, so right now, even though that I love to work with the community, I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to have to rebrand myself because the new clients right now, the old clients that I had, they tend to say, oh, you work, as a nonprofit. I'm like, no, I am for profit. I want to get paid. But it is really funny that you have to, in your own business, you're going to make mistakes because, nobody's there to tell you or you're doing it wrong. Or if you own your own business, you tend to say, oh, I'm doing it right. Even if you're doing it wrong, but you have that mentality, no, until you fracaso, which is that means that you fail. But that's when you look for others for advice. But
exactly.
But I'm gonna have something for you, Miss Karen. Okay, so this is actually good. I wrote this specifically for you.
Oh, okay.
What are the stuff? And let me see who is there. Okay, I got people. Let me go back over here. Hold on. So we have. Let me see. Wave to everybody. A lot of people. Okay. I don't see questions yet. You're just watching, people. I like that. Okay, so Karen. I do want to know this. Okay, what does your day-to-day look like and how you engage the diverse businesses in the community? What is your, when you get up in the morning, what is Karen, what Karen do?
So Karen wakes up in the morning and I pray.
Oh, okay.
So I could have some clarity for the day. I work out, but not during the morning. I'm not a morning person. So then I get up, I get myself ready, and then typically everything I do is on my phone. So that's why I'm like, I need to pray first before I pick up this phone, because once I'm there, I'm consumed, whether I'm flipping between making content or making phone calls or trying to get somebody to another event or promoting an event. So once I hit that phone, it's downhill from there. I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Don't you think that once you start with that, taking the phone is caring for everybody else and not you?
And not for yourself, right? So that's why I feel like I need to pray first. So lately, with everything going on, I have not been able to. The gym is my space too. Yeah. That's taking care of Karen. I haven't been able to tap into that. Typically, I work out 4 to 6 times a week. I haven't been able to do that.
I love your journey. I follow you.
Thank you. Thank you. But that is so important. Just like therapy, I know it's not the same thing as therapy, but it really gives me my me time that I need for myself. I throw my headphones on and I'm kind of locked in.
Shout out to my son and my daughter.
But as far as the community, so what I do is typically I reach out to my network of people. If I'm not out in the community, I'm reaching out to them, asking them, following up, hey, like, what do you do? How's business? What's going on? Is there anything you need? I know about this thing or this event. I think you'll benefit from it. So I'm constantly connecting people. And I love it, but a lot of times it's really hard. People are busy.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get people at the right time. So, so that's really what it looks like. If I'm in the office, I'm starting a new podcast that's launching for the new year. So I've been working on putting ideas together for content.
What is the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast is called Behind the Seal with Karen.
I love that.
So it's a BBB podcast for the Better Business Bureau, and we're going to bring in our accredited businesses and interview them, give them a space, a platform to tell their story. Yeah. I feel like, you know, being in the community, people want to know who you are. They want to know your story. Yeah. They want to know your why, but most importantly, they want to relate to you. Mm-hmm. So I want to provide that platform for our ABs. So I've been working on that behind the scenes. And these networking events. And now that I have Cesar, you know, to collaborate with, you know, we've been just bouncing ideas off of each other. So, and just, also, I forgot about this. Fashion Week Connecticut, I'm just shouting them out.
What?
This is the very first year they're doing this. I'm a fashion design major. So
you keep impressing me. Mira, I know you for the past year, and it's like I don't know you at all. It's like I'm learning through this podcast. Love it. Okay.
So I have an aunt that's a costurera, but she's a designer. She's a bridal gown designer out of Italy, like for many, many moons. She's amazing. So I always said, I'm going to be a designer when I grow up. Got pregnant in high school. Then I wanted to go to FIDM. That's out in California. And I'm like, I'm never going to go to FIDM now to have a baby. But I was able to. I enrolled in school, had a family emergency, had to come back to Connecticut with my baby. So I enrolled at Gibbs College in Norwalk. At the time, they were giving a fashion design course. So I did that, got my degree. But there was no connections in Connecticut in the fashion industry. So I had to go out to New York.
Connecticut means a lot of things. Yeah.
So I went out to New York and I found my own job in the industry. I landed a job in a PR firm. And I worked front and back of the house putting fashion shows together for this PR firm. And I worked with designers. Patricia Fields from Sex and the City was one of my clients. And it was phenomenal. Wow. But I was a mom, a young mom, and I needed to be there for my daughter. I'd leave 6 in the morning.
That thing, but I was a mom. We gotta change that mentality.
Right.
Yes, I was a mom and
right.
Yeah.
But the reason I say it like that is because I missed her potty trainings, her first everything. Yeah. So I had to make a choice. And I came back to Connecticut and went into retail management. The reason I'm telling you this story is because now, this is the very first year there's Fashion Week in Connecticut, and it's in New Haven.
Okay.
So I have been trying to collaborate, and I've reached out to them. I have a meeting with them today. But we are going to be at their launch party on Sunday in New Haven just to kick off the week. So even tapping into industries that typically we don't tap into. Fashion industry has designers, they have seamstress, they have photographers, videographers, models. They're all entrepreneurs. They
all brands, they gotta be in every single room.
Right, exactly. So I'm trying to just extend myself further than what is in the box. Right. There's so much more, which is what my pop-up art show was for in February.
I missed that and heard that it was phenomenal. Yes.
It was, but that was the point. Artists are entrepreneurs too, you know, and I wanted to give them a platform, a space to bring in other industry professionals, kind of cross-pollinate. Yeah. And then the artists, and then everyone was speaking, everyone was buying art and doing, it was amazing.
I'm so proud of you. You know, it's like I don't know you, but I know you. It's like you're growing within yourself. You're doing don't stop. I know that it seems like, holy cow, what am I doing? Because I can see it in your face. Do it. I am so proud of you. And I'm pretty sure that everybody, and we're here for you. We're rooting for you.
I'm a creative person. If you put me in front of a computer, I've come from a lot of different industries. But I feel like I can't be put in a cage.
Yeah.
So I need to spread my wings. I need to fly. I'm creative. My wheels are always turning. I'm like, okay, this person needs that. I have to put an event together for that. I have to bring this person and this person in the same room. That's just how I work. So I'm always on the go, and I just want to continue to tap into my creativity, continue to make those connections, and continue to connect people.
I think, you know, with the podcast that you're going to be doing, even though that's for work, I truly tell you right now as a friend, do a podcast for yourself. You have a personality that you should be saying everything that you're saying right now, and a lot of people will follow and listen. Sometimes when you work for an institution or organization, which I love you, BBB, but then you have to manage what not to say because it's their views, and you have a lot of ways that you can also do. I mean, I know that you haven't even branched yet, but I'm telling you, you just got it.
Thank you.
So because I don't want to bore you, because after this, we are going to go out and have a drink. I'm sorry. I am in my Latin financial. I can say whatever I want. But, okay, so for you, you know what? And I'm not going to follow this. For you, what do you want to do? What is your dreams in the next year? What do you want for you and your business?
That's amazing. So for myself, I'm mostly just focused on growth. I just want to grow. I want to be the best version of me that I can possibly be.
That.
So I want to surround myself with people who are doing amazing things within the community, people who have businesses, because I have a lot to learn from everyone around me. So, people like yourself, people like Karen, and everyone else that I meet as well. So I just want to get better, for example, like speaking. I want to become a better event coordinator, a better community builder for all of my members within the community. And I want to improve my health and well-being. Fitness has always been a very big part of my life. I had a little stint with personal training and online coaching for a little bit as well. I did a lot of, I experimented with a lot of...
You have to try things and to see what you're good at or what you're going to stick to, your personality. So
Exactly. And I'm really striving to build as many relationships as possible, right? And I guess in the business world, what I want to accomplish in the next year to 5 years is, right now we have a community and it's primarily online. But I want to have an online presence and I want to have an in-person presence as well. So I do have plans of expanding it right now, because currently it's a paid community and we have about 265, 66
that's
members.
A lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. When you started that community, when?
This was actually 9 months ago, maybe.
Oh wow, that's
a
lot of.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is it's a little baby. It's a startup right now, so I'm currently expanding it. I think it was just me, and I reached out to a couple of professionals that I knew at the time. And believe it or not, when I first started the CBNA, I barely had any professional connections. It was just the people within the office, the firm that was that I was working with, because I was selling telecommunications products to other businesses, and that was it. So me starting this community was more of a way for me to really build these connections outside of what I was doing with the firm that I was a part of, and making these connections my own. So
I have everything that you're saying, and I'm already thinking, I gotta introduce you to this company. I gotta introduce you to this company. Like, my mind is already, and I see you too, it's like a team. So, I know that, I'm gonna relate to both of you. You got to be here. You gotta, in the next week, in October, I have probably 7 to 8 events.
Wow.
That
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Yes, and
awesome.
they are huge events. Including tomorrow, I have one, and nobody
awesome.
even knows. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. But I want you guys to be involved. I think that as you guys know, I'm starting to go back to the community and to do this and go back to be myself. But I would love for you. I got so many people that you guys will fit right in. and to do amazing things. I can't wait.
I'm all for
The
it.
next 2 months is gonna be
Yeah.
hell. I'm telling you, you're gonna be
I've
like,
been keeping him
damn, Sonia.
busy. It's only been a
Yeah.
week, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Oh,
I've
no,
never,
no, you-
but I'm like,
this is
no,
gonna be
he's
good.
ready.
Yeah.
Look,
This is gonna be good.
Early in the morning, I'm like, he's
And we gotta
ready.
make money. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you know, we do things for the community, but you know, you guys as the community has to, have to support us so we
Right.
can continue doing this.
Absolutely.
You know, our referral, contact, it's kind of crazy. The other day I was scrolling and I see one of my friends, she's, my age, older, and she is sharing my stuff every single day.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me call her and say thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, it's like a part of my routine. I
Yeah.
see your things and I
That's
believe
amazing.
what you do. And she is nothing to do in my industry, but she's faithfully doing that.
Yeah,
of course.
And I don't care if I have a like on that, but it's just the point of that person doing it
That's
because she
free.
likes you.
Right.
That doesn't
Yeah,
cost
and that's
anything.
and that's
Yes.
that's been my biggest thing. I always say this to people. It's not always a monetary thing. It doesn't have to be like a monetary support. Sometimes all it takes is just to hit a like and a share.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
And it costs you absolutely
Free.
1 second of your time.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I do see that, and maybe we can actually come back and do another podcast about this because, the good is there, but also the people who actually watch and don't share, or the people who don't want for you to do better.
Yeah.
It's so many things. Sometimes, in social media, I got more people that they know me and share my things than the people that you do business with, that you
Right,
meet
right,
face to
personally,
face.
yeah.
And to your
And that hurts you,
Right.
that hurts
Yeah,
me.
you
That's for
take it
sure.
personal.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, we're Latina, so I take everything personal.
We
I'm
do,
I'm
we
working on
do.
that. That's self-development.
See, this is not a podcast. This is a conversation. Come on, be
there's
real.
so many-
Sácalo,
so for
sácalo.
myself is continue to grow and make those connections and see what doors open. I do believe that, we all have a purpose in life, but I really, since I was a kid, highly believe that my purpose is beyond my, beyond what I could ever imagined. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm very humble. I just believe that there's a very big purpose for me and just trying to figure out what that purpose is. And I feel as if once I go through this process and this journey, as I've already started to, it's clearer and clearer for me. So I think the next year, just going with it, going whatever direction the wind blows me. And that's part of me being a Taurus, part of me, we love to take risks and love to kind of just, okay, you want to, okay, I'm good, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I think just going with the flow and seeing what happens in the next year. And I'm okay with that.
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
what 2026 will bring you.
Thank
Both,
you.
to be honest with you. But I'm going to be spectating in the other side like, wait a minute.
Sometimes we put too many expectations on ourselves. I learned that in life. That's part of my growth. Then you find yourself disappointed. So no expectations this year.
I'm
Just
slowing down. I
Yeah.
love it. I never thought that I could.
yeah.
And this year had taught me many, many different lessons, from, self-discovery or, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I did this by myself. I was always independent,
Yeah.
no matter what. But looking, the past year has been, wow.
Yeah.
First, I don't need other people surround me, the people that I don't need to have, that I thought that I could. But it just it's incredible the type of people that they told me, start doing the little videos, even funny videos, or personality wise or business wise. Every day I go to sleep and I'm thinking, holy cow, I did something.
Yeah.
And that feels amazing. I got my home, I got my kids. By the way, tomorrow, gender reveal, I'm gonna be a grandma. We'll know if it's a baby boy or a baby girl.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I am nervous, but I can't wait. So, last thing, thank you so much for, stopping by in my office. You guys are the first ones in my office. So
I'm so
this is
excited.
really special for me. And also, how can